Wait, things are-
Hello and welcome to Tonight in Bedford,
That's wait.
Monroe County. Crimes, mystery.
You remind me of the eagle from the Muppet Show right now, doing the news.
I don't know what we're doing. All right, for those of you just tuning in,
We get welcome to in the library, or are we not even doing that?
I don't know. This was your thing. Welcome to In the Library with
Marsha?
and Adrian. Our top story tonight, February 20th, 2024. My Fair Lady, 1964. Musical film series. Third Tuesday of each month, 1 p.m. Bedford.
It's so great. It's so quick and to the point. I love it.
I'll just read
That's all the news. Or you could do Gary Gnu.
all the news that's fit to be put on the podcast.
That's it. That's it. We're done. Nothing else going on.
Crochet.
Yeah, we have a crochet club that meets here at the Alice Library. They're actually meeting 3 times a week. They have a morning, an afternoon, and an evening program. You can check the events calendar at mymcls.com and come here and crochet. If you're a beginner, she will teach you. If you have a project you're working on, bring it. It's a lovely group of people. They love it. Crochet Club is awesome. Alice Library, check it out. You can call for information or go online.
Just Effects Book Club will be meeting on February 28th. They'll be reading Half American by Matthew F. Delmont. If you're interested, check out Half American and attend the book club 2024. Just the facts.
Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Speaking of book club, the I Love a Mystery book club is going to meet on Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. They're going to be discussing Without a Trace by Colleen Coble. Don't have to read the book to come. Just come and have a good time. And also that day on Wednesday, February 14th, we will be doing Puzzle in a Day upstairs at the Ellis Library and Reference Center. So come on if you like puzzles, even if you don't, come on up, enjoy time with others and working on a puzzle.
This is a bit away, but on February 21st, check out Dumbledore's Army for Tweens and Teens, meeting the third Wednesday of the month from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. at the Bedford Branch Library.
For all those muggles out there, what is Dumbledore's Army?
I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave this awkward silence on the podcast.
You can. I don't care. On Thursday, February 8th at 7:00 p.m. at the Ellis Library and Reference Center, part of the Monroe County Civil War Roundtable is going to be 10 more true tales with a twist. Come on over. You can find out about Ask the Colonel column for the Ann Arbor Roundtable. Tom Nenzig will be here. Join us.
At the Blue Bush Library on February 7th, they'll be having the Life is a Mystery book club featuring Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Bolle. I probably pronounced that wrong. Bolle?
Also, isn't that the One Book, One Community?
That will be the book for One Book, One Community. So check it out. Attend Life is a Mystery book club. Get an early head start.
And if you listen to our last podcast, you know all about One Book, One Community. These are a couple things. They're not necessarily programs, but they're services of the Monroe County Library System. It reminded me the other day I was helping someone, and we continue to do mobile printing. So if you have something on your phone that you want printed or your device, you can email it to us at print@ricoprintcloud.com. You can print it off, come and pick it up. We can help you with that. So we can do mobile printing services here at the branches of the Monroe County Library System.
I was going to announce that Carleton was having their 30th birthday festivities, including guessing jars and trivia, but by the time this goes up, that'll be over.
I know,
so we're gonna just
last Friday.
Well,
Speaking of birthdays and anniversaries, we have a lot going on this year because this is our 90th birthday. So there will be upcoming birthdays and celebrations. So make sure you go to mymcls.com to find a celebration near you.
At Dorsch, you can celebrate Pete the Cat February 6th and February 13th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Celebrate Pete the Cat while motivating readers and developing their literacy skills in a 4-week series. Yay!
Another service that we offer at the library system is notary services. There are notaries throughout the system.
Are you a notary?
I am a notary.
You know who else is a notary?
Who else?
I'm a notary.
Are you really or no?
What?
Do you notarize for the library?
Yes.
Just recently though, right?
Since like June of last year.
Oh, yeah, I guess that has been, see, so we're both notaries. Okay, June, perfect. Yeah, so Bedford and Ellis both have notaries. South Rockwood has a notary. Also, Tara, too. Do you guys have multiples there now? That's what I was gonna ask about. Are we disclosing
Tara and Jen Saul can also.
Yeah, multiple
notarize.
notaries there. So that has become, I feel like it's been increasingly popular in January. I've noticed I've had a lot of them. So if you need something notarized, call your local library and see if you have a notary on staff at that time that can take care of you. Back to you.
Do be sure to check out at Ellis the Monroe County Civil War
I
Roundtable.
just saw that one.
I know.
Okay, well, you can tell it again.
I was debating if I should say it again, but
Go ahead.
they're more likely to want to hear it from me than from you.
I think so. You have a better radio voice.
Thursday, February 8th, 2024, 7 p.m. 10 more true tales with a twist.
Perfect. That way you're sure to come. You've heard about it twice. We talked about that one too.
I know. Just to step on Marsha's toes again. I Love a Mystery Book Club 2024, meeting February 14th without a trace by Colleen Coble.
Also, story times are going on.
Did you know there's story times?
At Ellis Library, we have the 1,000 Hours Outside. We have an outside story time. We have a pajama party coming up. I just looked at that. All right, what else you got? Anything good to share? For all of these events and more, go to mymcls.com and you can look at the events calendar. You can register if necessary or see what else there is. We have something for everyone every day at every branch.
Are you going to spend 1,000 hours outside?
I think I probably do spend, I mean, it's a year, right? I think I probably do spend 1,000 hours outside. I'm kind of outdoorsy.
How many days is 1,000 hours?
Well, that's a good
It's
question, but I was
24.
thinking if we do a year and there's 365 days in a year, isn't it just like 3 hours a day, couple hours a day?
I mean,
I'm not a mathematician
it's
or
40,
anything.
it's 41.66666 repeating hours or like days. 41 and
But
let's
you're talking
round it
about
up.
24-hour
Yeah,
days.
I
I
know.
don't spend 24 hours outside. I was breaking it down by the year. So I was saying like in 365 days to get to 1,000 hours, you need like 3 hours a day-ish. I'm probably at that. How about you? Do you spend 1,000 hours outside
Getting closer.
when you're sleeping in the doghouse? All right, well, what else do we have to share? We have a special guest coming up. Hopefully, if things go well, according to my editor, unless he's saving their notes, that I was really excited about. I was sad you missed her. You have a lot in common with her. I said this in the interview, which you'll get to hear about, but you both have IMDb pages. You are both very tech savvy and behind the scenes, both have ties here at the Monroe County Library System. In fact, when she was here and we were looking at the flyers and different things, some of those flyers that are still being handed out were created originally by her. So looking forward to that.
And who is her?
Paula Loop. Tune in.
Paula Loop.
Tune in shortly after this. All right, what else?
It's going to be a massive
edit job.
Well, no, it's just going to be a long silence just so that you say coming up soon. And it's just going to be, I'm going to insert like 4 hours of silence before her part.
And then be like, keep listening. Well, good luck editing this one because this is a mess. And then you have to do some splicing and work your magic. I told her you're magical, so make this happen.
I don't know if this is going to go on there, but I'm going to be spending more time inside, even though it's getting worse and worse out, because I'm going to
get a puppy.
Well, no,
Oh.
I've decided I'm going to do all of the sporting events this year: the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, the marathon, the century, the triathlon.
Are you
the
joking?
Tough Mudder, no.
I know you've done a Tough Mudder, and I know you're a runner, but you're doing a marathon.
Yeah, I've done one before.
Glass City. Which one do you do? Or do you
Well,
go somewhere?
The full marathon I ran was Columbus, but
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna see. I've only ever done one a year, but I'm gonna do them all this year, just all right in a row. I've already.
That's crazy. I don't know if I believe you or not, but
No,
that's
it's true.
crazy. I know you're a runner, so that could be true, but you're also a liar, so I don't know. But
No,
let the record show I will never be running. So my time spent outside is not spent running. It's spent making snowmen and playing with my dog and picking up sticks and poop and other things like that. So I am not running. But kudos to you,
yeah,
super runner. So you'll probably hit your 1,000 hours for
my
sure
legs are
with
already
training.
sore.
My legs are sore just thinking about it. Good luck to you. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. I have with me today a special guest, Paula Loop. Welcome, Paula. Yay. So Paula, I'm so excited to see you today and have you here. And we have a huge history together, I think.
Yes.
And like professional and personal.
Yeah.
And I was just going to have you tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell me, who is Paula Loop?
Oh.
You can tell your connection to the Monroe County Library System.
Oh
And
my gosh, it's been a while. But yeah, I used to work here. I think it was 2004, I think is when I was first hired to do the website.
yeah, yay.
To update that and kind of switch everything over, and then just kind of grew from there. And I loved being a part of the teen services committee. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that was so much fun, and working with you, you know,
Yay, yes.
and then yeah, and just kind of doing whatever was needed, and then we moved.
Which has been great for you and
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, we moved to Nevada, and I started working at the Las Vegas Clark County Library District in the reference department. With
Yay.
adult services. So we
Sure.
were reference and reader services. And I loved it. Oh my goodness, loved it so much. It was a different perspective than Monroe,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of fun. A lot of the same types of questions and everything, and services that MCLS offers. And so it's just fun to kind of get that different perspective. And then so now I was got a new job. So now I'm in academia.
Oh yeah,
So
the other side, but
the other side of things. So instead of, I always thought I'd be in public service,
Yeah.
but now I work for a research institute, the Desert Research Institute, in Nevada. We do, our main location is in Reno, but we do have our satellite location in Las Vegas, and it is so much fun. They do a lot of environmental research. So I get to be a part of the communications team to be able to showcase all of that.
yeah.
So part of my job is to take these really complex studies and reports and to make them bite-sized for social media and also showcase them on our website. I just don't judge us right now on our website.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go check it out. Yeah.
It will
work
get
in
better.
progress.
It's a work in progress. I just started there this past June. So it's a lot of going through, and I also started my MLIS program
Yay.
back in March. And so a lot of it is playing into what I need to do for this website, like back-end taxonomies and making sure that everything is categorized correctly. So it's easily found. We did just have to do, they were in the middle of a accessibility audit
Oh, okay.
when I started there. So a lot of things were disabled, like the search and that functionality, because it wasn't deemed accessible.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're part of what's called NSHE, which is the Nevada System of Higher Education. And so we're technically part of like the same group like UNLV and UNR, which is the University of Nevada, Reno. And so we have a higher standard that we have to meet for accessibility.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that certain parts of our website, anybody can see. Even though we don't have classes, we don't teach.
Right, but you're putting it out there for such a broader base. Okay.
Yeah. So I had to come in and fix a lot of things, make sure that, we had proper alt text on things and that things were able to be used by the screen reader. And so I had to disable things like the search.
Oh, yeah.
So actually it was disabled before I got there, but I'm hoping to bring it back.
Sure.
But
once you get things kind of lined up and searchable.
Making sure that, we have a good schema so that we have, everything kind of falls under certain categories properly, so that when someone searches for one thing, they can find everything on that topic.
Yeah.
And also we're working on a rebrand. So we're working on, so we have like our divisions. So we have our atmospheric sciences, our hydrologic sciences, our earth and environmental sciences. Nobody knows what that means.
Yeah.
So we're like, if somebody goes to our website, we want them to see that, what we do.
Yeah, like the application of it, not just the title of it.
So we're rebranding it under different topics, which is we have, let's see, water, air, people, fire, and earth.
Okay.
So it's kind of like elemental.
Yeah.
I was like picturing it in my head. We have this big wall
right.
with all the different graphics, but we do a lot of working with educators for STEM.
Oh,
education.
yes.
So that's our people component.
Ah,
So, but
nice.
then the rest of them are elemental. And it's fun. So that's going to be the kind of their theming on the website. So, and we just changed our brand colors to reflect that. So like have this really rich current color for the fire. We do a lot of wildfire research.
Oh, nice.
Which is amazing because you would no idea like all the things that happen after a wildfire.
Yeah.
How the soil becomes hydrophobic. And so you have the risk of flooding when it does eventually rain.
Oh. So it's one or the other, right? It's burning or flooding.
Exactly. And how everything compounds and how everything is interconnected as well. So yeah, so that's
fascinating. That's stuff you don't even think about. I mean, like, yeah, and I feel like you have so many talents. I mean, and I'm with you too. I feel like public service forever. Your public service is exemplary and it's wonderful I love the public side too, but then your behind the scenes stuff is out of the park. And that's what I was thinking when you were telling me all the stuff you're doing, even before we started this, I thought, oh, just the same old Paula, doing all that amazing stuff. You're like a little secret ninja behind the scenes.
So. Oh, they love, well, I always think of you guys when I do, so I have to make like reels and stuff for social, and it's just funny because the stuff that they've not really done before a lot of, and so I'll just go and we do this science outreach lecture series called DRI Science at the Springs, and it's at our partner Springs Preserve, and we actually have one coming up on February 1st, and so we're kind of gearing up for it. And I love the Springs Preserve, but it's kind of hard when you get there. It's a little windy path that kind of like the Toledo Zoo, where you have to like go
back there.
Yeah, it's like you have to like cross this thing and go
through the tunnel, over the bridge, down the stairs. Yeah.
So I did a little time lapse of me walking it.
Oh, fun.
And set it to music, and then had like the people waving as like reading me as I went in, and I just put that together and put it online, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing!"
I'm looking at them next.
After
we're done.
And then I thought of like all of the Paula Loop productions that we did.
We still say that all the time.
God.
I just shared the zombie prom video last week because
zombie prom.
Yes, because I have a new Patty. She's a new sub here within the system, and she was subbing at Dorsch, and she said I even got to see the basement. And she said when she was a patron there, she always tried to like peek, and like everybody wanted to know what was down in the Dorsch basement. And so I sent her that video, and I thought, well, so there you go. Any listener who's listening who ever want to know what's in the Dorsch basement, tune into the zombie prom video. And
prominently featured.
Yes, prominently featured the Dorsch basement. I mean, we made it look really creepy. It's not as creepy as the video looks, but it's your amazing work. But even just the Hunger Games, I was talking about that too, because now with Stephanie and Jen and I all here, that was 15, 20 years ago. I can't even remember how many years ago. Not quite 20, but almost. And we were, we filmed it here at Ellison, and now it's come full circle. We're all back here, and I looked at that. We're so young, and we're running around in the nonfiction, doing
and
the Hunger Games.
I did make an appearance.
Yeah, you did when you were with
Effie.
Yeah.
Doing the
you
little,
were beautifying us.
My little cameo in my own production.
Well, but I did talk a little bit about your theater work too, here in Monroe, and also continuing on out there. Because the funny thing, I found your IMDb page, which made me I loved it. Well, what I was gonna do was look up the Desert Research Institute, because I know your picture's on there too.
Yeah.
And I was gonna use a picture for this podcast, so we'll see I'll let you decide what picture you want. Okay. But I loved your IMDb picture, and I was like, what? Yeah. And I was sad that Adrian wasn't going to join us today because he also has an IMDb page.
Really?
Yeah, but
I'll have to see that.
Yeah, so I wanted to be like, oh, you guys, you have so much in common. But yeah, why don't you share a little bit of your theater background here and there and everything you're working on?
Oh my gosh, well, I kind of got my start with Monroe Community Players. Shout out to everybody over there, and definitely see a production coming up. Like I'm sure they have quite a few. I keep up with them, but they do great work, and I think they're at the Mall of Monroe now. But yes, I loved working with them. We used to perform out at the Meyer Theater at the college, but now they have their own space, which is amazing because they can do some really great stuff.
Right, and everything's there instead of hauling it or doing whatever.
Yeah, so I'm a little jealous to be part of those because I loved my time there. It was so much fun.
You probably should let them know when you're in town and just make some appearances.
I know, right?
Pop in.
I know, because I always want to time it when it's production, and it never works out.
Sure.
But yeah, they do some great work, and I miss working with them, and I was able to be a part of some wonderful productions there. My favorite was Inherit the Wind.
Oh yeah.
That was just, it was probably
the most too, your library tie-in is showing through.
And it's something that it was so out of character for me, like that role, because I'm very scientific and I'm very logical, and like to play this person that's so wrapped up in religion and everything. It was just like, oh my gosh. So it's still very near and dear to my heart.
But again, that's a sign of a great actor too. You know what I mean? When you're
Yeah.
embracing
Yeah.
these other, you know,
well,
pushing the envelope and
and that's
getting
what we
outside the box.
strive for.
Yes,
Like
yes.
having those roles where it like
Mhm.
really puts you out of yourself
Yes.
and challenges you, where you're like, why would I make that choice? Why would I?
Speaking of characters that are not like you, when I was looking at your IMDb page, Candy, like, I'm so excited. I just love
the streetwalker.
Yeah, I was like, oh, these are great. But I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of your work, and you're amazing. You're amazing in any role, whether it's Wizard of Oz or, you know, you've done so many great things.
The funny thing about filming that,
Yes.
so I was also in another production, which we had a matinee that day. So this is in Vegas.
Okay.
And so I was working with the Rainbow Company, and we were doing the witches.
Oh yeah.
So I played Mrs. Jenkins, which was like the kind of the crazy mean mom
Yes.
of one of the main characters. And I get to scream at my ace, and like it was a hilarious, funny, and I loved it so much. It was a great production. But we had a matinee that day. But I got a call for to be in a movie. And we were filming. It was just a small little one scene. But it was call time was like I don't know, like 5 o'clock in the morning or something. But I was like, okay, well, I can do it because I don't have a matinee until 2 o'clock. So I don't have call time until 1. That gives me time to like get something to eat and stuff. So in the morning, I played a hooker. And then in the matinee, I played Mrs. Jenkins, which is a mom.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
in the same day.
Yeah. And when we got there, so you know, they had like these little production area cordoned off and or whatever, but it's like, you know, you dress like, you know,
right,
like a streetwalker. And so we're like our like little jackets on and stuff, and then all of a sudden we'd have to like do a scene, we have to take the jackets off. People are driving by and they're like looking like, what is happening? And so
I wondered about that too. You're just filming in the streets in the middle. Yeah.
It's the arts district, which is kind of, you know, unique in its own way.
Sure.
But yeah, that was I wrapped, I went home, like changed, like got a bit to eat, and I was like, what is my life right
your
now?
next character.
Yes. I was like, switch it up.
I know, that's crazy. I know you do such great things. And I know we talked about this a lot, even during COVID, you did so many great productions too, just out of homes and out of, you know, like, and again, that's kind of the beauty of the internet, right? That you can get so much more out there. The fun one that you did at Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
So you've just done such great work and such an array of work. That's what I think is so great, because I feel like you do these great characters. I love your characters.
Well, if anyone wants to see one of our productions, look up Bart at the Bar on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. We loaded up during COVID.
Yes.
Because it was a production that we were planning to do live. But obviously we couldn't. So we filmed it, and it's really we filmed it theatrically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it looks like a mini movie.
Right. Even if it's like on YouTube, it's still like a
movie. We went on location. We filmed in location for different scenes, and we did Othello. So look up Othello for Bart at the Bar. And I got to play Amelia, and it was an amazing role, amazing opportunity. I got to die.
Which, by the way, was an amazing.
Oh,
you just think was amazing. I have looked at this up before, but that's something. Yeah.
It's just, you know, I always my friend Josh does horror films, and he always asking me about like doing one, and I was like, I will do one, but I have to die.
Yeah, right.
Like I want to die spectacularly. So
you got to practice it. You got to practice that in the film. You're ready. You're ready for that. You're ready for this.
Well, it was funny when we did the production, because we knew we had to do several takes. It's not like theater where it's just like one take and like you're done. So we're trying to figure out like how can we do like blood, or so we decided not to, because it was like, well, that's going to get messy, and if we have to reset and do it again, you know, it's just a different kind of you know thing. So we just did like angles, you know, to try to make it better. But I was like, I want the blood.
Yeah.
You know, it's so real.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so that was amazing. Actually directed by my very good friend Kate. So we met, we became like really, really close, working on several different productions. And then when she was taking this on. So I auditioned for her, and it was so nerve-wracking because I'm like wishing for my friend. But she ended up casting me, and it was wonderful to work with her and stuff. It's like whenever you can work in a collaborative kind of production with people that you know and respect,
have
and
that
love.
relationship with.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, it's
and then that
so
shows
good.
through in your work too, right?
Yes.
Because you are happy to be there and working with her. And so yeah, I think that's wonderful.
And now I'm working with another company called Emwell Productions.
Okay.
And we just did Holiday Cheer 2.
Oh, okay.
So this one wasn't streamed like the previous one.
That
so.
one, but it was so funny. And it had such a twist and it was so fun.
Yeah.
And I love that. So okay.
Yeah, so we did the little vignettes.
Oh, yeah.
So little scenes throughout. So I got to play a person in a bar, just like chatting like old friends. But then I also got to play the angry ex in a holiday, like, kind of setting. That was fun. And then I also got to play Crazy Cat Lady.
Perfect.
Which is like totally on brand for me. So, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
So you've got your resume includes from Crazy Cat Lady to Streetwalker. It's just all of them.
All over the place. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I did want to talk about your theater work too, and the productions that you did here, which were also amazing. You can go to all the way back to Club Ellis. I mean, those are all still on YouTube.
Gosh.
You can still look up all of our videos that you used to make, and that was
Thriller
for us too. Yeah. Oh yeah, Thriller. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
The Thriller one that was from the Zombie Prom at Dorsch.
Oh, that was.
It was. We did the Thriller dance at Dorsch.
Yeah.
But the Hunger Games, we did the Bruce Dickinson. that one got pulled for the thing, but that
cowbell.
More cowbell.
Yeah.
We did that for the Rock the Park at St. Mary's.
Yes.
Also, I do like that it showcases not only our programs, but the staff and the buildings, because we shot them all over, and by we I mean you, because you did all the shooting and the editing, like you said, you were behind, and you always
behind the scenes.
But I always just loved your vision, even just filming a little bit this morning. I remember when we did the Hunger Games, and you had that vision of bringing down the parachute, and that's still my favorite scene. The whole scene was the best because you even were like, look, I want you to just, and you had that vision, and we were just we were making it up as we went, and you just kind of did
such a good job.
She sold it. She was all in.
Yeah.
So I just always think of you when you were like, let's try this. What if we did this? And you just always had, we were just running around like, being silly, and you were so great at it.
That was fun. That I miss doing those.
We don't really do them anymore either. I mean, we don't really, the teen committee's kind of disbanded, and everybody, youth services does their own teen stuff. We do have some teen events coming up. They're doing, I know Bedford's doing like an open mic teen night, and
I can see that.
Yeah, and so cool. And Adrian is doing a film thing.
Yeah.
So there are teen events happening kind of all over.
It kind of reminds me of our open ground.
Yeah,
and like Arts After Dark.
We talked about those too. We did all those great here at Ellis, and so we talked about a lot of those too. Or we do anime conventions, and so that stuff is still happening. And if you go to mymcls.com, you can search either by teen or, however you want to search it, or branch. And you can still see what teen events they are. But yeah, I miss that. I miss being, but I was also 15, 20 years younger then too.
Oh, I know, right?
Now I feel like I'm just the old librarian lady, like, who wants to come to this program. But because I forget that when I look at those, I'm like, we were so young.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had a lot more energy.
Yeah, exactly. But it was very fun. It was very fun for us, and to collaborate and do all of those things.
And it was so much fun editing those. And just like, just laughing. Like, Paul would be like, what are you laughing about, or something? Like,
because like that parachute scene, or Amber's leg, like we always had such funny things. Yeah. And speaking of editing, so Adrian does all of our editing, and I really was hoping he could join today, because he's really great like that. He has the eye like you, and he's done some great productions for the library. He's done some videos for All Staff Day and some different things like that. And he has a film and theater background, as well.
Awesome.
So you'll have to check him out. But he does all the editing for this. I always say, I just invite the guests and visit and have a great time, and then he does the rest. He does everything else. So I'm always grateful for him, and I was sad he couldn't. And he always asks the most random questions. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, we won't even have Adrian's random questions, because he would say to you like, oh, you're an actress, so if they say break a leg, would you rather break your right or your left leg?
Oh, right.
Those are the questions that he asks people, and they're always like, well, like they never know how to answer them. And so I can't really channel my inner Adrian, so I don't really have any fun questions for you. But is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, I'm so excited to have this visit and be able to like see everybody again, and I don't know, it's just fun. And even though it's rainy and
Yeah.
gross,
Welcome back to
outside,
Michigan. I know.
yes,
You've been away too long.
everything is the same color right
Welcome back to,
now.
it's very gray.
Yes, but it's still home.
Yeah.
It still feels like
I wondered that
home.
when you know, because I
Yeah.
feel like it's not really home anymore, because if I say I'm
Yeah.
going home on Sunday,
Yeah.
but it is when you
But
find
I
here, it's
think I get
familiar.
2 homes.
Yes,
Like I have my Nevada home, but this will always be home. Like all the people that I love are
Mhm.
here. I mean, I have people I
Yeah.
love in Nevada.
I
too,
know
but,
what you mean.
but yeah, but it's like so it's always
You have connections to both.
yeah. And so I always look forward to visiting. And now that, I have a job that is a little bit less hectic,
Mhm.
where I can take more time off. I'm hoping to make more trips.
Yes, yes.
And there's the nice thing about being a state employee, lots of time off.
Right, right. And
So-
if you can time it around the holidays or whatever, you get extra
Exactly.
days.
Yep.
And then in addition, with your capabilities of your job, like you do have some at-home work days. So like
Yep.
you even said you're going to be working today when you leave here.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
timing, the Vegas
yeah.
timing helped you out. You're like, great, that'll be 5:30 in the morning Vegas time. I felt so bad. I was like, do I meet me at 5:30 Vegas time?
Yeah, I don't know. I've gotten used to the whole time change going
Yeah.
back and forth and stuff, but I enjoy the flexibility,
Mhm.
but being able to work from home, you get that kind of, you can focus on things and you
Less
don't have the
interruptions and distractions. Yeah.
I'm my office where I work now, I'm the first in the hallway.
Oh yeah. So
So
everyone,
I'm
yeah.
the popular
Sure, of
office, so
course,
people
and
stop by
right, and socially, but also work things,
Yeah.
and then they think, oh, you're right here. I just want to,
yeah,
every time.
which
then
I
you-
love
for
but-
sure,
but
sure.
only 3 days a week.
Well, I even feel like that here. I mean, with patrons, like that's our job and our love, but it does a bit feel like sometimes you're packed up by chickens, or if you are in the middle of a project, a lot of stops and
Yes,
starts
yes.
makes it so much longer. So it's nice to have that at home time or early morning or late night time where you can just wrap
Exactly.
things up. But it is the people part of it is great for on all
Yeah.
aspects. I mean, that's what we're here for,
Yeah.
and
Well, and I think with our 2 different campuses, we're set up for remote work.
Okay,
Because I need to be able to pick up and go to Reno if I need to,
Mhm.
to be there to support an event or whatever. I've been to Reno 4 times now, since I started in June.
Okay, yeah.
And it's nice because it's just a quick little 45-minute
I know,
flight.
yes.
And so
I wondered if you fly it. Yeah.
we do cloud seeding
Mhm.
in Nevada, which is very important to help kind of boost the precipitation and the snowpack over the winter. So that what happens is we put little molecules of and I forget the actual like chemical
Scientific
term,
right?
but these little molecules go up, and what happens is they act as a nucleus that particles like precipitation particles can adhere to
Oh,
form heavier precipitation to actually come to the ground.
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
there's a lot more
Yeah,
technical.
no, but I
this,
love that.
But
Yeah.
so it helps. So we have wonderful scientists that monitor weather data and to see what storms are coming in that would be good to seed. So and
Okay.
we have cloud seeding generators on the top of the mountains, and so then they can activate those remotely to do the cloud seeding. It's an amazing program. We just received 2 years of funding through the state to continue that work. We were able to build up some of the snowpack the last couple winters, I believe. And so it's a really great program. So they invited us to come to a luncheon and kind of like a thank you for all of the promotions that we did for them, the work with the legislature, but also, just promoting them on social media, on our website. And so it was great. And I was just so sad because I was like, I'm in Vegas and I can't go.
Oh yeah.
And my boss was like, you want to go to Reno for the day? And I was like, we can do that.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, like you
yeah.
think a 45-minute flight, like
Yeah.
that's people's drive. That's their
Yeah.
commute to work sometimes.
Yeah.
So you just were like, hey, yeah, we'll go to this dinner, come right back or
And
whatever.
it was
Oh,
great. And
wonderful.
We economized it because
Mhm.
we were able to do that, but we also have be able to have meetings.
Sure,
in
of
person
course.
with people that we
Right.
wouldn't normally
And
get
that's
to meet
important
with.
too, right?
Yeah.
Or to put faces with names or to
Yeah,
collaborate. I
yeah.
agree. I know when you were first making the switch, you went there for trainings and for introductions and
Yes,
interviews and things. And
yes.
so I knew in the beginning, and I wondered how much you would go. So
Yeah.
you go a few times a year, but I love that you can just go for the day. Like
I
that's
know.
awesome.
It was great. And I was back home
Yeah.
by 5:30 and able to have my evening.
So it was
and-
just like a regular work day, but went to Reno. Yeah.
It
Oh,
was,
how
it
funny.
was so fun.
But that's cool. That is nice that it's that close though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
far, but close enough, like you said, a quick
Yeah.
flight, and it's close
Well,
enough that same state,
Yeah,
at
and
least.
we got to tour our STED facility, which is where our weather modification team is.
Okay.
And it was just great to be able to see it in person,
Yes.
to know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
the understanding of it. Like
Yes.
even just you now explaining it to me because
Yeah.
you have that background and
Yes.
that, history with it. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's
I know.
exciting.
And there's all kinds of wonderful things. And I'm discovering new things because
Yeah.
I'm still new.
Yeah.
I'm still new to this thing. So it's like,
We moved
Yeah,
at the same time.
exactly.
We were having these conversations as we were switching positions back in May. And I
Yeah.
remember, and in June. And so I feel the same way. I like to keep saying, I'm new here. I mean, I'm not new at the library, but I'm new with this department. So I am
exactly.
still learning. And, the patrons are teaching me. The staff has been amazing. And you're right.
Yeah.
You kind of learn as you go. And so
do,
if something
yeah.
comes up or if somebody says to you, can you make this on our website? Like,
Mhm.
okay, you self-educate or you learn about it,
Yeah.
as you're doing it.
I
So
get to host a tour. I've been on a few tours of our facility, but I actually had to do my own tour
Oh, yeah.
once when it was like no one else was available, and they're like, "Can you do this?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And, as long as like we have scientists like
available.
positioned to talk about things, I'm happy to be the host.
Mhm.
And so I did, and like we go to the different labs, and like the scientists would talk, and I'm just sitting there, like I'm supposed to be like concentrating on like what we're going to be doing next, but in back of my mind, I'm like, "Whoa, really?"
So you're the one asking questions. So
Yeah.
you're giving tours, but you're asking the questions.
It's funny you say that because I brought our intern with us because
Mhm.
I thought, well, this would be a good experience for him too, so that he can see, because he might be
To teach,
doing
right.
this as well,
Right.
to see how this works. And he was asking
I'm
questions.
sure, yeah.
It's like,
Asking
great.
for a friend. You're
Yeah.
like, you're
Yeah.
like, this gentleman in the back wants to know.
He would like to know this. Yeah.
Oh.
But it was great because it did kind of facilitate the conversation
Yeah,
as
for
well.
sure.
And
And they don't know, they feel like they know it already and they've said it
Right.
100 times. So without a
Mhm.
question, like a question kind of sparks a new, they know what their audience
Right.
is interested in and they know what to kind of delve into. Because when you're
Yeah.
just giving a tour, you don't know the highlights that are gonna
Right.
intrigue your
Yeah. Well,
listener.
and,
So
and, like we would ask questions that like, maybe are the people that were taking the tour on would ask,
Oh,
but maybe
yeah.
are afraid to ask.
right,
And
right.
stuff. So it was really
And
great.
you kind of knew what to ask or what would be
Right.
interesting if you sent them down that
Yeah.
path.
But
So.
at the same time, I'm like, wow, we do amazing
I
things.
know, I know. That's kind of how I feel up here when I ask somebody to help me with something. I'll say, where, can you help me find when the Sawyer family came to Monroe? Because that's stuff that
Yeah.
I don't know and I'm
Yeah.
not really even sure where to look. But then these guys are like, it's like I was telling you earlier, I feel like every patron I help up here is like solving a mini escape room. It's like, oh, this book, I gotta grab this book. Now I got,
Right.
you're getting all these little clues. So
Yes.
it's a lot of mystery solving
But
up
you
here.
learn
Yes,
with
yes.
people, and it's so much fun. And I do miss that aspect of
Yeah.
reference and
Sure.
and the research. But I am in reference class.
Yeah.
So,
So you cannot too far away from
yes,
this.
so that's why I'm here today, just kind of doing a quick tour
I
as
love
well.
it. Yes,
And,
we'll look forward to that. I'm excited
yeah,
to see that
yeah.
too. And thank
And-
you for joining me on this.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah.
I've never been on a podcast.
Yippee.
So,
Well, I'll
yeah.
send you like, this is actually gonna, it won't air till next week. We always say like, this week is next
Oh, yeah,
week, last
yeah,
week,
yeah,
but I'll send you the link and I'm so happy to have you here. And thanks again.
Yes,
So
thank you.
check out Paula Loop on her website, her IMDb page. You can find her everywhere. Thanks, Paula.
Bye.